Hi there, my name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA, and welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree. Before I continue, you might have watched last week's video and seen that I dropped my iPad. I'm recording this on my phone. I do like this, like you can see it, but I'm recording this on my phone and sending it to the computer and doing that, and it works, but I'm looking at replacing my iPad because it's just easier that way, and I'm putting out a plea for donations. So if you've thought about donating to the Dollar Store Children's Sermons, then now is a great time to do it. If you've seen this on YouTube, you might not know that I have a website that I link all these to, and it's dskidsermons.com, and there's a button on there that you can donate to. I would appreciate it, and any help is any help is appreciated, so my heart is full of gratitude. Thanks. This is for the narrative lectionary. We're moving on, enough of that, and this will be the last week that I put out that plea for it. But narrative lectionary, and we're looking at the story of Ruth, and we've got the great line in there as where you go, I will go, where you lodge, I will lodge. This decision to stay together, Ruth and Naomi, and so what I'm looking at, trying to figure out a kid's sermon on this, is I feel when I read this, what I'm really drawn to is how God brings people together, or how God uses that. Because sometimes we come together and then God will use it. I don't know how all that works. I struggle with the language of God has a plan. But I do know that God can use things for the bettering of the world. That's that's a strength in my faith. God doesn't cause bad things to happen as part of the plan, but God can use those things. Anyway, tangent. Coming back. The idea that God can and God does draw us together, and we are linked because of the promise and the faith. When the waters of baptism are poured over our heads, we tell the story of faith that goes throughout the ages, and it's a live faith. So what I'm using is it's a magic trick. And I love it, and it's a fun one. So, yeah, piece of paper and write God. You can write Jesus on there as well, but we're in Ruth, and so it's the idea of God pulling them together. You could put God on one side, you could put Jesus on the other side for you and me. So, you got this piece of paper, and you have paper clips. And the paper clips, doesn't matter the size. This is the size I'm using. And the paper clips, you're gonna fold this piece of, not fold this piece of paper, but you're gonna make an S out of this piece of paper like this. And the first paper clip is gonna go on it like it's bent, it's round like this. It's gonna clip this, so you have a little loop here. So that's the first paper clip, and that's gonna go all the way in like that, right there. And the second one is going to go on this other side here. Let me paper clip that. Easy for me to say and not to do. There we go. It's paper clipped like that. Same way, just mirrored on the other side. Okay, like that. An S. Paper clip holds this top part of the S. This other paper clip holds the bottom part of the S. So there we are, just like that. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to pull these two together. And when you pull it together, this is going to shoot it here. I don't know if it's going to knock the camera, but you've got it here, and you go, and it shoots it out. You probably saw it go like that. And when you grab them, they are linked. And so that's the idea that you've got the paper clips there, and that God pulls us together. I'm going to use two other paper clips. These are smaller ones just to show you that they work. So here we are, two there, two paper clips like that. And then as we're pulled together, as I drop that, we're pulled together, God brings us together and it just is. I don't even pull hard, and our lives are linked. We are brought together, and because of what God does in our lives, and God pulls us together, we are linked with one another, and it's a good and wonderful thing. So that's the springboard, and you can work around that about Naomi and Ruth. You can talk about choosing to be together. You can talk about how God has brought the congregation together. I mean, we believe that God is at work in our midst, that as we gather, we become the body of Christ. So these are wonderful things that happen, and so we're drawn together and we are linked. So hope that can be a springboard for you. Thanks for stopping by. As always, I'm so grateful for you and your partnership in this ministry, and thank you. I hope you have a fantastic week.